Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 24 minutes after 7 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning, talking some Eastern New Mexico State Fair with us, Travis Hicks back with us. Morning, Travis.
How are you, man?
Doing great. How about yourself?
Good to see you, brother.
How's life been? It's been a while since I've talked to you.
It's been a little bit.
How's before we talk fair? How's life in the car business? I know it's
a new day every day. Man. We show up every morning going, how are we going to make something happen today?
Yeah. Well, you've been figuring out so far.
Yeah. It's gone okay. It's just I say we're like a lot of other people, a lot of other industries, just supply chain problems. And
sure.
So we just we're selling the cars before they get here. So
yeah,
we're just humping it through it.
Doing the best you can,
Yes,
given the deck of cards you've been handed
Yes,
here.
sir. Yes, sir.
Absolutely. Like the rest of us here.
Yes, sir.
Well, good news is nothing's going to stop us for next week. Eastern New Mexico State Fair is going full strong. Full fair this year with great batch of entertainment, the parade. There'll be some changes because when you come out to the fair, I guess technically it's been 2 years since we had a fair out there.
It has.
So, of course, I know you guys have been working on the fairgrounds and doing things. So some of the amenities and things are going to look, are moved a little bit and things like that. But it'll be the fair you love and come out to expect each year.
It's going to be the best fair we've ever had.
Yeah.
It's really going to be amazing. We got a new carnival partner here a couple of years ago. Those of you guys that came out in 19 remember that. Just clean, fabulous rides, great people working for the company. So just super excited about a great carnival. We made some changes on the fairgrounds. We've got a huge, awesome stage this year for all of our talent. We've got bands literally 4 nights of the week. We've got a piano guy all week long. We got the robot guy back.
Oh, yeah. Everyone get the robot. Yeah.
We get more requests for that guy than any other thing we do.
Yeah.
So really a neat deal. We got a beer garden this year, which is kind of cool.
This is a first.
Yeah, it's a first time we've tried that. Family friendly kind of deal.
Sure, absolutely.
We've got it.
Everyone being responsible.
Yeah,
so forth,
yeah. We got it right, kind of right in the middle where you can watch the entertainment and still sit in there and have a.
So you don't have to make the decision. Do I come and have a beer, or do I go?
No,
see
that's
the
right.
show?
That's right.
Yeah.
And we're putting tables out there and stuff, so we're to where you get somewhere else to eat.
Nice.
So we're really excited. We've got a really cool year lined up.
Well, I'm sure the food vendors will love that because now they're because when you're out having a beer, enjoying a concert, you're gonna want some good food to go with that.
That's right. Well, we've set that up. We kind of tried to set that up. Chili Row's kind of gone. It's there. But we're using it more as a seating area than it has before. The government kind of was patient enough with us about having about the facilities out there, and it finally got to the point where the investment to make them compliant with state law or whatever was so much more significant than it would. And so many people have food trucks now and stuff like that. So the little facilities just kind of had seen their last day.
Sure, it's outlived its usefulness.
Yeah, but I think everyone will love what we've done with it. We're for the longest time we've had relatively crummy seating out there. You get your food and you look around and you're like, where do I sit down with this? And we got a lot more seating this year, and so we're excited. I think it's gonna be a great year out there.
It's all to cater to the public and to provide a better, fair experience for everybody.
And we didn't spare any expense on the bands and the production this year. So there will be awesome entertainment out there every night.
Yeah, it's really geared like for folks, if you're looking for specific, like the schedule events things, best thing you can do, and I say this every time, just go to the fair website, to www.enmsf.com. There you can see the fair book. You'll see all the entertainment for this year. But then that way you can kind of plan your nights and say, all right, we want to make sure we go out there for Thursday night because that's going to be Tejano night and everything else. Friday night, we got all our country and red dirt stuff going on, so I can't miss that night. That's kind of – and then they got a whole nother night of Spanish music Saturday.
That's
and Jody Nix Wednesday night. So, it's really a full night of entertainment throughout the fair. And then, of course – the parade kicks everything off on Monday here. One thing we also want to mention, Travis talking about the great partnership with our carnival folks this year. They actually are going to be the pre-party. The fair doesn't really. There's actually I think a livestock show on Saturday, but the grand opening, everything's going to be Monday with the parade. But for folks that want to come out and get your pre-fair in on, come on out starting Friday. The carnival will be open this weekend. Now, the rest of the fair, commercial building, all that, will not open until Monday.
That's right.
But if you want to come out, ride the rides, eat. Not all the vendors will be there, but the carnival food vendors will be there. So there'll be plenty of still food opportunities and everything this weekend. They've got I think they're going to be offering discounts on ride bands and all that stuff during the weekend. So you can get your riding in early.
That's right.
And
yeah, no, these guys are just awesome. I mean, they're the best. I mean, they're just the best carnival we've ever heard of. And we tried it in 19. We opened up a couple of days early in 19.
And it was a big success.
It was a huge success. And, and largely because that year we were concerned about rain. And
which we might have.
Which we might have again this year.
It's fair.
Yeah, that's right. It's one of those things that's, you can't pass on the blessing of rain. All of us are, we're very highly agricultural.
We live by it. Yeah.
That's right. So we need the rain. But we opened up the weekend before last in 2019, just kind of in anticipation of rain, ended up being a big hit. So we're going to do it again. So.
Yeah, absolutely. So come early, get your riding on, and then come back throughout the week and ride your favorite rides, and excuses to come back and check out some of the other
exactly
stuff. Right. And that's the beauty of it. Now, I do want to talk, of course, for folks, the parade, which is unofficially the official kickoff of the Eastern New Mexico State Fair. That's going to be happening Monday morning, 10 o'clock. The parade route's the same. They're going to all meet and gather at the Wool Bowl, and then get on College, and then head down Main Street, off College, head south, and then they'll go till about the Ashley Home Store there on South Main. And so if you get a good spot on Main, anywhere between the Ashley Home Store and College there on North Main, you're going to get a good view of the parade. One thing we didn't get a chance to talk about the other day when we were talking parade, and the shame on me for this, our Grand Marshal for this year is Jim Gill. Of course, if you've been spending any time as a resident of Roswell, you probably spent some time at Roswell Seed Company, and Jim and Shirley Gill have been. That's a staple. That business is just an iconic staple in Roswell. I think it's been around since like 1898, some crazy.
I don't know,
date,
but to call it a staple in Roswell is not an understatement.
It's just a part of the fabric of Roswell here. So I got to ask, how did the board when they pick the Grand Marshal and stuff? Is there it's a perfect match, but so how did you all come to the conclusion Jim Gill's our marshal this year?
We're always, every year we're looking for someone who's been just monstrous in their contribution to the fair and what we do.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Gill has been a part of our farm and garden thing out at the fair just as long as anyone can remember.
He's a competitive pumpkin grower. Just saying, he's in that group.
That group is a small group, but they are a powerful group. I'm going to tell you, those people put on a real serious show with those pumpkins. So. But no, he's just been fundamental to a lot of what we do out there at the fair for so long. And we really there's virtually nobody that we could qualify this year at any larger honor than Grand Marshal. So
absolutely,
we're excited to have him, and again, his participation in the fair is 100% the reason. So
absolutely. So look for Jim, and I imagine Shirley in the parade vehicle up front there, and I'm sure we'll see him throughout the fair and things at some point or another. Go out there, just having them.
You can't miss them. They're out there.
Yeah,
they spend their time at the fair, and again, we're one of the oldest parades in the whole country. We're one of the biggest parades.
Definitely largest in Roswell for sure.
Well, we're one of the bigger ones anywhere, and one of the older ones, and we're just excited that we get to do it again. Last year was such a weird year for everybody. And you don't realize until you miss it what kind of place the fair, occupies in so many people's hearts.
Sure,
it's
the fabric of the community.
It really is. It's what we're about. It's about the rich land. It's farming, ranching, agriculture. The kids who come through the animal husbandry side, the FFA, 4-H stuff, are just some of the best kids you ever run into.
Yeah.
They learn some responsibility at a young age. And if there's something to put your time, energy, effort, money behind, boy, that's something our community can awfully use. Yeah, that's
absolutely.
Right. That's right.
And I said this a lot yesterday, and I don't want to get soapboxy again, but I do want to remind folks about that. Come on out, have some fun at the fair this year, ride the rides, spin around until you puke, eat as much food as you can, do all the fun things we do at the fair and all that. But please don't forget why we do this fair, and remember the reason and support that side. When you're done riding the rides and hanging out in the commercial building and go see one of the shows at the livestock show ring. Watch these kids in action when they're showing their animals and things. I don't care, and I said it yesterday. I grew up in Maryland. I didn't grow up in a farming, ranching. My knowledge of farming and ranching is can fit in a thimble. It's just it's not a lot there, you know. But I've watched enough of those shows and things to really appreciate and see what, you know, just the hard work. Like these kids, I mean, it's nothing more fun to watch and impressive to watch than seeing these little 8, 9, 10-year-old kids manhandling an 800-pound cow, you know, and just moving it around and showing it and doing all the things. And you realize these kids are going to be the ones that are in the ag and ranching and farming, ranching industry, and dealing with problems that are going to be bigger than the problems they're dealing with now, because that's the farm and ranch industry. That the population's getting bigger every year, more people. Mm-hmm. And the farming and ranching industry, the people that are providing food to the world, is getting smaller. So they're going to have to figure out creative ways. And these people, these kids that are out there showing sheep and all this stuff, they're going to be the folks that have to solve these problems. So let's support them now.
Yeah, no, and you're 100% right. I mean, yeah. I think it's lost on a lot of people that there's something behind the stuff that they go to the store and stick in their basket and scan across in the self checkout area.
Yeah,
you know, these excuse me, all these farmers, ranchers, you know, people are really the ones that make the food side of the world go around. And in addition, the discipline that these kids learn, you know, taking care of life, you know, that's what they're doing, you know,
absolutely.
Whether they're growing an animal or they're growing a plant or they're taking care of life, they're perpetuating life on our planet. And I think the kind of responsibility that they learn, discipline that they learn in that practice is just something that's invaluable to them the rest of their lives. I've said a million times, I've had a bunch of people say, you know, your kids never showed, you know, why are you still so involved in the fair? I thought my kids might show when I was young, you know, when they were younger.
Just wasn't their thing.
Wasn't their thing.
Yeah.
They did other things. And, but I've never met a kid, and I've said this 100 times, but never met a kid that came out of the animal husbandry, you know, a thing that wasn't a good kid. I mean,
absolutely.
And in a time where, you know, there doesn't seem to be the same kind of positive outlets for our kids available, or at least popular. It's neat to see this group of kids who, like their grandparents and their great-grandparents and great-grandparents, great-great-grandparents, are putting their time, energy, and effort into something that really is so important.
Absolutely. You know, you say this, and I'm going to sound like the old man get off my lawn moment right here, but you know, I've interviewed kids at the fairs and their various things for many years and things, and so I get a chance to talk to some of these kids. And I will tell you this, you know, I talk to a lot of great kids, you know, in sports and different things like that. But when I go out to the fair and I interview some of the kids that are involved with 4-H and FFA, and particularly even some of the older kids that are assuming leadership roles in these organizations, and talking to them, and to a person, every time I talk to them, I walk away and I'm like, all right, I feel like we're in good hands.
There's hope.
Yeah, because these kids are, I mean, they're polite and everything else, but they're articulate. They're giving you thoughtful answers, things that you can tell wasn't just something they regurgitated off a script or were told to say. No. These were kids that are well raised, brought up, critical thinkers. And I was like, you know what? I feel a little better after interviewing these kids. And every time I talk to the kids at the fair, even if it's the little ones, when they're, you know, and they're still young, you can tell it's like, oh, they're on the right path. These kids are just, and that makes me feel good. And so that's, to me, that's the fair, is we're raising the next generation here.
Yeah. And you guys, you know, we've never given you as much attention for what you guys do for us. I mean, you guys. Not only this station, but the rest of y'all's stations have done such a good job of helping us promote the fair, and
we're glad to help
over the course of time. And you know, it's a community endeavor. I mean, there's so many of us. I'm a car salesman. Our board is made up of, you know, lawyers and farmers and veterinarians, and every walk of life is kind of represented in our deal. But there's one common denominator. You know, you got all these people. You know, the the Baymont Suites. I have to mention them. They've given us a bunch of rooms for our livestock judges and stuff like. I mean, there's just so many people in this community that really stand up, step up to take care of these kids. And I think we're better for it.
Absolutely.
I think all of us are better for it.
Well, thanks for the kind words. I appreciate it. But
appreciate you guys.
Well, we look at it because it's our community too. We live here. This is my house. I live here. This is my home. I've been here 20 plus years. This is where I am. I want to see the great things on all that too. So it's great to see it. This is you always hear the things about raising kids and takes a village and all those. This is that village side we're talking about. Things like the fair. Yes. No, we're not in everybody's house making sure kids are cleaning their rooms and all that. But this is the life lessons that kids learn that parents, you can talk to your kids till they're blue in the face about it, but the message doesn't get there till you get in the real world sometimes. And that's what the fair is for them. And I'm going on 20 years in this community too. And one of the most, rewarding things that I get to witness on a regular basis is some of these kids that we bought their animals or supported them when they were in high school, whose kids are now coming through, doing the same kind of thing. Absolutely,
it's just so rewarding for me. I get the benefit of looking at my I've got places where I have all my pictures and stuff that I've gotten from the fair, and these kids who were 7 or 8 years old when I was when I bought their first animal or whatever. Now they're coming in buying a car or something, or their kids coming in,
that's your investment in our future, man. And that's
cool, man.
And that's why, speaking of, mark this on your calendar, Saturday morning, not this Saturday, next Saturday, 9 a.m. That's the junior livestock sale for this year. That's the Super Bowl for these kids when it comes to showing animals and things, especially, if they get to the livestock sale. That's their seed money for college. That's seed money for their next project, depending on the age of the student. But this is that future part. This is putting money where the mouth is, so to speak. And we have some great people that spend ridiculous amounts of money on animals to support our kids, and it's an awesome thing.
Well, and that's one of the misnomers too, is the notion that you got to have a bunch of money to support.
And
these
you
kids.
don't. Yeah,
you really don't. I mean, some of the animals will go for thousands and thousands of dollars, but quite often people put their money together or someone says, all I got is a few $100 that I want to help these kids with, and they put add-ons.
Sure, and they do an add-on or buy-in.
So anybody who wants to can come. Anyone who wants to support at any level, the support is welcome. And this is really what this fair is about. I mean, there are lots of people in town get excited about the carnival rides and the food and the entertainment and stuff like that, and that's great. And we have to do that. We love doing that, but we have to do that to in order to raise enough money to keep this thing around. But this deal is really about these kids. That's what this fair is about.
Yeah, that's the whole point. So come out, support it. Come see the show. Come out, ride the rides, and do all that. But go into that livestock arena, watch a show or two. Go into the education building. Spend hours in that building because you can. There's so much to see in that building. From the model railroading to the pumpkins to the artwork to really a spotlight too of our nonprofits. Obviously we got a lot of great vendors and booths in the commercial building, but some of our nonprofits that can't man booths all week and things that are equally important. Go over there and read some of the booths and things there, because if you're looking for places to get involved in this community to make a difference, you'll get a whole lot of information to guide you on that.
Tell you an interesting thing that we noticed this year that is just worth conversation. Maybe not this morning, but over the course of time. There were a lot of people this year who had trouble staffing their commercial building booths, which was weird to us. The commercial building always fills up really quickly.
Sure.
It was much slower to fill up this year, and we kept asking vendors, hey, you've been here for 15 years. Why isn't your? And they're like, we don't have the people to staff the booth.
That's a big problem just in COVID right now.
It blows my mind. Well, it's, I don't know how much of that is totally related to COVID as much as it is related to the way we responded to COVID. I mean, there's apparently a lot of people who don't need a job.
How do those people get? I mean, I always hear this like, how come I'm never the guy that's just getting free money? I'm always the guy.
You just make too much money. That's the problem.
I'm the guy sitting there and I'm like, I haven't worked in weeks. Like, I've never said that.
No, I haven't either. It's a strange thing. Between pride and and the desire, I think, to show your kids something.
Sure.
It's hard for me to imagine. Having said that, I mean, some of the government regulations on businesses and stuff have made it really difficult for the businesses too. So
you're absolutely right.
I can only hope that this too shall pass. But it's an interesting thing that we noticed even out at the fair this year is how difficult it is for people to get people to work. So.
Absolutely. Well, I guess my only advice there for folks is in the commercial building. If you're not registered to vote, visit some of our party booths in there.
It matters. Boy, it matters how you vote.
They will help you out with that kind of stuff.
No doubt. Those politicians are always happy to help.
Very helpful. But you know what? If you're thinking and you're missing, I miss how life should be. Well, guess what? Next week's going to be your brought you back into This Is How Life Should Be.
That's right.
Eastern New Mexico State Fair. Officially, we'll get underway Monday. Unofficially, Friday here with the rides and everything. Again, go to ENMSF.com. And if you can't remember any of that, just Google Eastern New Mexico State Fair. Another valuable thing that you should, especially for this upcoming week, if you use Facebook, go on there and like and follow the Eastern New Mexico State Fair Facebook page. If for no other reason, to stay up to date on fair changes and anything. Obviously, there's a lot of live entertainment, live events, live things going on. Sometimes the lay of the land causes us to move things around things, whether, anything that has to be changed, moved around or anything, the quickest way to get that is usually goes up on the Facebook page first. Right. We as the radio station will look at that to say, they had to cancel this and let the world know about that. Right. So you can cut out the middleman and like and follow that, and that way you're up to date on any changes. So that way, if you're making your fair plans to come out for the day and how you're going to do, check in with that just to make sure everything's still kosher. So, yeah. And then I'm going to do the pitch like I did every other time, like we did this. When you come out to the fair with your kids and everything, pro tip, take a picture of your kids before you go to the fair, right there at the fair in the clothes that they're wearing, because every time, kids get lost, it's the fair. It's what happens. The staff and everyone at the fair, they have a protocol that they run, they run perfectly every time when a lost kid happens. It involves closing down the gates. No one's going in and out. It's an elaborate thing. So to make those times, because they're going to happen. They happen every year.
Happens every year. Yeah, we got to do it every year. But we've never lost a kid. So.
Exactly. But to speed those up, to mitigate that kind of stuff, take a picture of your kids.
It's a great tip.
In the outfits they're at. Have a plan before you guys get to the fair. Say, hey, or once you're there and all together, say, okay, if we get separated, pick a landmark. I don't care what it is, Ferris wheel, the commercial building, something that everyone knows where it's at. If you get separated from the group here, let's all agree to meet here, and then we can regroup.
A great place to meet is at the office. There at the fair office.
The new building.
The new building right there at the end of the midway there.
Yeah,
is a great place to meet because there's helpful people there all the time. Yeah. We got access to the PA system, things
absolutely.
Like that. So.
And then if I remember, yesterday we were talking, and I believe they had mentioned, I think, is it in the office or commercial building, where I think is it the sheriff's department? Somebody's going to be doing armbands where they can have the name, and so you can go there, get an armband for your kid, put your name and phone number on the armband, so if your kid gets separated, they see the big armband that parents or somebody can look at that, call you and say, hey, we found your kid.
That's exactly right. Sheriffs will be out there. Yeah. That's another, be remiss not to mention that the sheriff's department just stepped up in a major way this year. The city didn't have the same budget or personnel that they've had in the past due to some of their own issues, and the sheriff's department really stepped up to take care of some traffic issues and stuff on the fairgrounds, like you're talking about, helping us find kids and keeping everything safe out there. So Mike Harrington certainly deserves a bunch of credit for the effort and energy that they've put into helping our fair this year.
Well, I mean, I've talked to the sheriff and like we were talking about, fabric of the community and everything else. The fair is very much the fabric of the Travis County Sheriff's Department as it is the rest of us.
Boy, he didn't even hesitate. We called him and said, hey, man, it looks like we're going to need some help this year. You think you guys can help us out? And he was just like, yeah, what do you need? Where do you need it? It was like, man, that's awesome.
Community-minded. That's very much part of it.
There's no way around it.
Absolutely. Don't forget, once again, no parking fees. So if you're going to be dropping the kids off, please, for the sake of the sheriff, drive into the parking lot, come in and drop them off there. Don't drop them off on because I know people back before parking, they drop them off on the highway.
No.
Then you got these kids running across the streets with the barrels and all the traffic, and it's just an accident waiting to happen.
Yeah, our preference really is you to drive them all the way up to the gate.
Yeah, and that way you get, well, and better yet, park and get out and enjoy the fair with them. But
that too.
If you're looking for some me time, I get you.
There's a lot of people that do that. It's like date night, take the kids to the fair.
Hey, you know what? That's not a bad idea.
You know what? As far as places they could be, they're safe, and
and parents, if you want the ultimate sneaky move, drop your kids off at the fair, and then you and your date go to the fair, and then you can spy on them secretly while they don't even know you're there, and then you're just eating your funnel cakes and doing your thing, and just kind of casually from afar, and then if they're doing anything shady when you get back, it's like,
I saw you.
Or just play dumb. Like, what happened? And they're like, well, how did this happen? That's how you do.
It's funny you said you're over there, but I saw you over there.
Hey, be diabolical. I don't care.
It's my whole life. I've been doing that for my kids for years now.
Yeah, I'm telling new stuff to parents. They're like, that's like level 2. Come on, man.
Right, that's right.
Very good. And again, if anybody has any questions, don't hesitate. Check out the fair website. It's got everything you need there. Fair, including prices, things. We are having our special days this year, like you normally have our senior day and special day for special needs and things like that. Unfortunately, for senior day, it is happening as far as admission and everything. You're going to be free admission, all of that. Unfortunately, because that staffing thing we were talking about earlier, they're unable to do some of the senior-specific activities that are part of normally senior day this year. But still enjoy a free entry to the fair. Come out, check out, view, be a part of the fair. It's all free to you here, so come and be a part of it.
Yeah, we've special needs, senior day, the NIMI kids on Monday. We do a bunch of things, just trying to kind of give back.
Sure,
to
give them special opportunities for them, and they're still having those days. But I think special needs, everything is normal this year. I mean, they've gotten everything lined up. So,
I think so too.
So what you normally experience during that day, nothing's changing there. But senior day is a big one. That's unfortunate. We can't. A lot of times during that, you'll have some music for that are more centric to people that are more seasoned. And
we got the piano guy out there every day this year.
Yeah, so there's going to be great entertainment.
Some entertainment. Truly, your dollar at the fair this year goes way further than it ever has. We've really packed it full of extra entertainment. Mm-hmm. I mean, above and beyond the carnival and the food and the stuff that we normally do, the education stuff. There's a lot of entertainment this year.
It's going to be a fun time. Come out, get you, come early. Use Friday as a scope out, or this weekend. Come out, you ride your rides, just kind of scope out things, and then Monday you can have your full plan of attack and kind of know what what you're going to hit first and check out and do all that stuff. But it's going to be a full week, and like you said, the more the entertainment, and it's really like Friday night. I mean, for the basically price of admission into the fair, you're getting this huge concert. There's 4 different artists. It's a whole night of entertainment. Same with Thursday night. We've Saturday. The same.
Yeah, we've always had
nights.
Huge support for the Tejano acts, that kind of thing. So we did 2 nights of that.
Yeah.
You got Thursday night and Saturday night on that, and then Wednesday and Friday there's
Jody Nix is Wednesday, and then it's. I know Sundance Head, Dirty River Boys, Sherry Rowe, and then I'm missing one.
Got it.
There's one more in there I'm missing too.
It is
Will, our classic country guy.
Sherry Rowe, Jody Nix, Sundance Head, Dirty River Boys, Piano Man throughout the week, both the Tejano nights. We got Rocket the Robot back, Pirates of the Colombian Caribbean. Just something for everybody.
Yeah, it's really it's. There's a bunch of stuff out there. This is why kids get lost, because they get distracted because there's so many bells and whistles. The adults have the same problem. They just don't put armbands on us. You're supposed to be responsible. We get yourself out of it.
In theory, you're supposed to be able to find the parking lot.
Exactly. But maybe that's a rule. Maybe exception. We'll talk to the sheriff's department about this. Like, kids can get the armband and husbands.
I think my wife quite often wished I had an armband.
That's right.
We lost him again.
That's right. Check his armband and call me. Very good. Travis, anything we wanted to cover that we just got sidebarred on?
I think you got it, brother. Thank you so much again.
Anytime.
You guys are huge. we didn't have it, because we didn't have a fair last year, and that's our big, fundraising deal every year. We didn't have the same budget this year that we have in the past.
So you had to make.
And you guys have really stepped in, helped us a bunch with our advertising, just stuff that we couldn't afford to do otherwise. So thanks a bunch.
Anytime.
Sure appreciate you guys.
By the way, tell your out-of-town friends and family, we're going to be filming a good hunk of the livestock shows and everything. If you're local, go to the arena and support the kids there. But if they got grandparents and stuff that live out in Wyoming or Oklahoma or Texas or something, tell them they can watch their grandkids on.
Big added value. We get ever since you guys started doing that, we get people calling and asking about it. So I'm really glad you guys do that.
We tried this with the Eddy County Fair years ago, and you'd be amazed at how it's funny. I mean, football's king, right? I mean, that's just it is. And people watch football, and we get thousands watching football broadcasts. These shows, you get hundreds and things, but it's not the fervor that the football is. Then livestock shows compare number-wise with our football numbers. It's just because there's so many people that, love, I mean, farming and ranching, but, nothing cooler than seeing your kid or your aunt or uncle, niece, out there doing something. And
the Eastern New Mexico State Fair started as exactly how it's titled, as an Eastern New Mexico event.
Yeah.
Now we're a 32 county fair. I mean, we have people from all over the state that come and participate in our fair. It's the last one of the year. So it's a big, big deal. And again, some of these people who can't come from wherever, that's a way for them to watch their shows. So
it's like State Fair number 2.
And maybe State Fair number 1.
This is true. We got the livestock stuff now. What do they got?
Well, it's funny. I was watching the news.
They took a beat, man. I feel bad for some of those folks.
Oh God, I watched the news and the Albuquerque news, and they talked about their fair and expo and whatever else. I was thinking the whole time they were watching, I was thinking, the reason these fairs started, I mean, in the very, very beginning, and why they exist, very, very beginning, is for these livestock shows. And the state show wouldn't have happened this year had they not been able to pull it down here. So we hosted the state show here a couple weeks ago. So I don't know if we are the state livestock
way
expo.
I see it.
I don't know. It's hard
it's kind of like having the Super Bowl but not playing the game and doing all the other stuff.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. Yeah. You have the big tailgate party with no football game.
Yeah, exactly. All the stuff we see all week for 2 weeks, and then the actual game's like, we're not doing that.
Well, and the other little bit is that that event is a big hole in the state budget every year. I mean, the state funds that, whereas the event that we have out at the Eastern Mexico State Fair is funded by everybody who shows up.
Exactly. I mean, it's not, you aren't relying on that money to live in the future.
No,
here.
We're not getting a bunch of state funds or federal funds or anything like that to have the fair. It's really on the back of the people that come.
It's just I was seeing the parking lot situation. Like there was like these areas, and they were like normally they're overflow parking. They're making a killing. Most of them said after day one we stopped doing it because we're spinning our wheels here. There's nobody coming.
That's sad.
Yeah. Well, Travis, thank you as much. I know you probably got about 20 fires to stomp at the office here, so let's go do that. So we'll see you out next week at the fair.
Thank you, brother. Thanks again for all y'all's coverage.
Anytime. Take care, dude.
All right.